Just a short, sharp, quick one today. Hi, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Live with the Glitter Practitioner. That is me, Dr. Nupi, and I think it's episode 36, I think. Blimey. Very excited. Got an amazing guest on today, and do let me know in comments where you are all tuning in from. And for those of you who don't know me, I am a GP, a general practitioner, which is family physician in the UK. And I'm also a spiritual and transformation life coach. And my whole practice, be it with patients or with clients, is empowering other people to truly understand their whole self-health needs. And what I mean by that is your whole self is mind, it's body, it's spirit, and it's all angles of your needs: physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual. And when they are in balance, it's understanding how to recognize the body's signals when things are maybe going off a bit kilter. But once they are in balance, that's exactly when you are aligned with your needs, with your true self, and you have limitless potential. That forms the essence, really, of my coaching program. And the F list was created, really, my journey through burnout, which was 12 years ago, is what really inspired me to create a framework so I could share what I had learned and further gone on to read and just soak in and share it with my patient community. And that's how the F list was born. And I think the best way to show you or give you a sense, really, of what it feels like to work with me or to actually work through the F list, my brand story, which was created by Devon James Stinson, just captures the whole essence of that, and it's just beautiful. So, my wonderful Mr. Producer and sponsor, please may we have the brand story. Thank you. Thought you'd forgotten.
Follow the light through the storm. And this is not a light that warns, it's a light that forms on the pathway ahead. So you can maneuver around disaster instead of getting stopped by the obstacles. It just takes changing the obstacles. And then the impossible turns to possible. And then the storm lifts. You're no longer adrift. Breathe, focus, you've got this. Ahead you see a figure, a kind soul, and on the inside it feels like you might glow. Your endless cycles of cyclones have been turned to a breeze that just slightly blows. You're adorned with glitter, where you literally feel like a kid again. And this is when you realize how much of your life you've missed. And then you talk more with Dr. Nupi Aurora, who will holistically change your aura, where you and the new you won't be like strangers. No, you'll be like friends. Because this whole process is simply life-changing. So if you're feeling frazzled and you want to find your fizz and dazzle, then book a call with Dr. Nupi Aurora by messaging her right here on LinkedIn.
Very soothing. Beautiful. I think it's time to get our gorgeous guest on. And if you remember, it was a couple of weeks ago, we had part one with a wonderful lady called, I can see her in the green room. I'm just going to bring you down. It's 1, 2, 3, Annie Lee. Oh, I was trying to kind of just extend it out a little bit, and I was just a bit, just get you on, for heaven's sake. Hi, Annie. Welcome back
Hello.
to part 2.
Yes, part 2. Oh my gosh, I am so honored to be in this. I love that brand story. I love what you do. You are such an inspiration to me and so many other people. What you do, Dr. Newbie, is just absolutely phenomenal, and I just love you to pieces.
Thank
so much.
you. Oh, stop.
I
handle it.
I got all glitter today. I was like, yes, I get to be on here again, and I get to be
honey,
celebrating
I love
you too.
Bless you. I love having you on, and we had such a good time last time. And lots of exciting things have happened since the last since our last showtime. Yes.
Yes, lots of things. Well, last time I was on my show, like I had so many people reaching out to me asking like who you are and like what you do. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm happy to connect with anybody. I just love that human connection and how else I can help them and uplift them and be a part of their group. And so lots of thanks to you and Russ also. Like I'm so honored and privileged to be here. So not normally on this type of environment. Usually I'm backstage. So this is a step up.
So for anybody perhaps who might not have caught that episode, just give everybody a very quick whistle-stop tour of what you do. You're a coach's ambassador, essentially, backstage ambassador, but I'll let you tell everybody and then we can get into the juicy nitty-gritty.
Yes, get into the juicy and all the glitterness. So my name is Annie Lee, and I'm a coach's backstage ambassador. And what I do is I help you declutter your business life and your personal life so that they can work congruently together. I actually go behind the scenes inside of your business, and I help you get visually organized, reframe some of those things, create a marketing strategy for you in order to expedite your success. So I like to go really deep inside of people's businesses and just really figure out like what's working, what's not working, and let's see how we can expedite your success. So that's a little bit about what I do.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Amazing stuff. And how you've been very busy since the first episode.
Very, very, very busy. Like I said, I had a lot of people just reach out and were just welcoming me. They're like, oh my gosh, who's Annie? Like, and I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Annie. And so I got to connect with lots of different individuals and just really have been overloaded in a good way. That's a good problem to have.
Say the least. Absolutely. And I think that's just amazing. I love that. You've got lots of new clients and you are expanding and it's incredible. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. So tell me a little bit more about you. How did this all come about in the first place?
Well, I mean, it started about, a few years ago. Like I've always had the entrepreneur like bug per se, where I was like, I knew there was something more out there in life. There's something big that's waiting out there for me. I have this like burning desire to help and inspire and make an impact. Right. And so a few years ago, like before COVID, I was working, 12-hour shifts, and I was completely empty inside. Like it drove me nuts waking up every single morning and driving to my 9 to 5. And I was building someone else's schedule. I was building someone else's dream. And I felt stuck. Being in an office for like 12 hours a day was like, is this how I really want to spend the rest of my life? And, I've been on the entrepreneur journey since I was 18. But that was like a real turning point for me. My boss basically came in 2020 and they said, sorry, like, we don't need you anymore. And I had created all of their systems. I've created, all of their graphics and designs and everything for this company. I poured my whole heart into this, business for almost, 4 years. And they're just like, sorry. And so like I had to learn really quickly to like pivot. And I'm like, okay, Annie, this is the time to pivot, right? Because we get to pivot in our businesses,
Yep.
So after that, I just started looking for something online because then COVID hit and, they weren't having any in-person jobs. And it's like, I'm not going to go flip burgers, So I just started searching for things, and I found, I stumbled across the, virtual assistant. That's what I'm good at. I was an executive assistant for multiple 500, Fortune companies before. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this from home. Are you kidding me? So I just brushed up on my skills, and I found this beautiful connection through Louisa Yankovic, and her and I connected, and I just started helping her. And then she introduced me to several other coaches, and I would just go behind the scenes, and I would just start getting their businesses in order, and their brand and their message, so that they could be heard, but then like from there, it was just like this unexpected journey where, I learned so much from these coaches. And I saw this really big need that coaches that were trying to scale to 6 figures, 7 figures and beyond, they didn't have someone on the team. They were wearing all the hats, And so I was like, okay, well, I'll step in, And so I started working as a VA, and then I just started, brushing up on my skills, building websites, learning about branding, and just, I'm a jack miss of all trades.
I love that.
So then like the reality is, like I spent hours, like countless hours, at my desk as for myself to grow my business. And I was like, I'm going to try to figure this out. Like, I know I'm meant to be a millionaire. I know I'm meant to be in that millionaire dollar club. Right. But I'm like, who can I bring with me? And so like, I just shifted my mindset. That was like the biggest thing for me, while working crazy hours and trying to build up the schedule and balance life. I mean, I've got 6 kiddos. And so I always say this, I've got 6 kiddos, 4 fur babies, and an overgrown man child that I'm absolutely in love with.
Bobby,
Love you,
Bobby Lee, this is what she's saying about you. No.
He knows he's the love of my life, and I can't wait to walk down the aisle to him. So that's breaking news.
When is that?
We haven't announced the date yet, but you guys will stay tuned. I'll leave that for the next time we get to come on and chat.
In part 3, perhaps you can just, ooh, sneaky. I love it. Wow, what a story, Annie. So pivoting is crucial, and actually Bobby had written earlier, the universe teaches us, all of us, to pivot. And that is so true. And I guess it's taking stock, isn't it? And rather than just, oh gosh, everything's just going horribly wrong, which you're allowed to feel, it's what you learn through that. And it's okay, taking a step back and, okay, what else can I do with this? So that's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, like, I mean, that's what I learned very early, is that we get to pivot in our business. Like, I mean, we have the choice to either stay in this moment, or we can respond versus react, right? Yeah. And so like, I knew in that moment that like, it was a pivot for me. It was like, like when you make that big, powerful decision, like, there's like all these other things. Once you make that decision, there's all these other things that start showing up that are like, oh my gosh, like I remember I got let go from my job, and I bought my home all in the same day, because I made a decision to buy a home, and I decided to, like that I was going to do a side business on the side of what I was working. And then I got let go. And then I bought a house. So like things happen, but that is the universe's way of saying, this is what you're meant to do. Thank you for making this powerful decision for yourself. Now let's go out and make it happen.
I love that. And that's the thing. I know certainly in my life, or everything that has been probably the shittiest and the most painful, that's where the biggest growth has come from, and actually all the opportunities. So I guess me deciding to pivot my career as a doctor, which I still am doing, I completely opened up the door really to so much more. Your skills are transferable, and sometimes I think you can just be so conditioned to stay within what you think you know, and there's such a big wide world out there. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here talking to you. I wouldn't have a live stream show, and I wouldn't change this for the world. Seriously. I think it's courage. Courage plays a huge part in this, and trust.
Yeah.
And letting go as well. Yeah. You got to do a lot of inner work. It depends I guess it depends where you're at. What do you think has been what sort of kept you on your track, or sort of guiding you almost? Was it courage? Was it the trust that you had? Was it a deeper knowing? Tell me.
Well, I guess for me, it wasn't about me. So once I realized that it was me becoming me was helping other people.
Yes.
Like I don't need to seek approval. No one needs to give me permission. Like once I realized that my core purpose was right here. I have all the answers here.
Yes.
And I just needed to trust me. Like no one's going to come here with a silver platter and be like, here you go. Right. So like in that moment, it was a turning point for me. Like my biggest point in that was I was looking outward for all of the answers when really I needed to turn inward and say, yes, Annie, you are a power coach. Yes, Annie, you are incredible. Right. And I think some people allow that fear and uncertainty, blind them.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what I work with my clients is I let them know that, look, we're transparent. We're honestly, we're family. Like we're besties now. Right. let's figure this out. Like, because if we can't shift in and out of those moments where we're pivoting, right, that's where growth happens, right? Is being in that negative emotion that we all don't like to be in. Like right now, like this is a jump for me. And because I'm live, right? I'm on screen. It's something that everyone feels like, oh my gosh, there's a camera in my face, right? And it feels uncomfortable. But really, in all reality, we get to be in this negative emotion. We get to choose for ourselves, right? How we respond, how we want to be in that negative emotion. Because the more you're in that negative emotion, the more growth is going to explode for you.
Yes.
It's more than just getting out of your comfort zone. So for me in that moment, it was like, okay, even though I'm in this negative emotion, even though I'm feeling this, I can sit far from it. I can sit in it and I can sit far away from it. So what I mean by that is, I know last time I kind of touched on like the CTFAR, right? How you can self-coach yourself through those moments and those big decisions when you're pivoting, right? So for me, it was, okay, Annie, what is the circumstance? What is the situation, right? What is the thought? What is the feeling that I'm feeling? What is the action step I'm taking? And what is the result, right?
Nice. Yeah.
Well, I've added one more sense to that. And when I mean by sit far, so that's like CTFR, but I'm changing it to sit far because people forget to tap into the idea. So situation, idea. What are the ideas that little voice, I call mine Hermie and I tell him to shush, right? Anybody can borrow Hermie and tell him to shut up because like I do that all the time. But sit far from it. Sit far from it, right? But when you're sitting in it, you get to make those powerful decisions and look inward for approval. So when you're sitting in it, right, people don't think that right before the thought, you have that one little voice that comes in before that thought happens, right? That voice that's telling you fear, protection, all of those things that your subconscious mind and those paradigms are coming in, right? So I've worked really hard on taking that process and implementing it for myself, for my children, for my lovely fiance, and I share it with everybody. So sit far from that fear. Really sit with yourself and think about what it is that you want. Like my business partner, Kelly, I absolutely adore her. I can't wait to introduce you to her because she's going to really rock your socks. But when she was working with me, I didn't know I had a self-image problem. And that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. And she's like, Annie, you need to sit far. And so now we've co-collaborated and taken that CTFR and now we've turned it into sit far.
I love that.
So I can't wait to dive more into that.
That's so cool. It's brilliant. And it's all this, it's heart-centered, isn't it? It's all from here.
Yeah.
And it's and it's when you, a couple of the things that are really crucial in this bit is it's that ability, you get to that recognition and that understanding that your own happiness, your sense of peace, the way you are, you get to control that. You get to own that. And it's nobody else's responsibility for that. It's about taking ownership of your needs. And it's also recognizing that all of this lies within you. And then the steps, how you make this happen.
Yes.
It is taking that pause and really just going there. And it's so akin, everything that you're talking about is pretty much what I also learned through burning out 12 odd years ago. And these principles and these things that just makes perfect sense. And that's how, again, that's how my F list got created. And the bits that you were talking about is very much my sit far bit is focus and breathe. I'm not normally this shy when I'm swearing. I don't know what's happened.
I don't know what either. Did you read Bobby's post about profanity? Because that might have something to do with it.
Oh God, I did, and I was like, well, I do, and it's not
just
in
be
an
you.
offensive way. It is, but there's science behind swearing anyway, and it's this short, sharp shock, focus, okay.
I love that.
So yes, thank you, Russ. F off, focus and breathe, and flip, which is akin to really notice what feelings are coming up, what thoughts are coming up, how is it making you feel in your body, and that's the somatic response, and then observe it, name it. You take the power away from it once you know, oh, okay, those butterflies in my stomach, I'm feeling anxious. Is that the feeling that's coming up? Okay, breathe and just almost become an observer. And it's almost conditioning your mind, this is the rewiring, to stay in respond mode as opposed to, oh shit, oh my god, this is what's happening. And at any stage along the way, so it's okay if you do go into it, no big deal, but it's expanding your awareness, because at any stage you can flip it over again. And that's the beauty of this. That's when you become empowered within this. And it's down to self. And I think I know I wasn't taught this in medical school at all. And it's usually, I think you go through an experience perhaps, or something that's not very pleasant, and you almost grow through it and flourish forward. But not everybody does. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing my framework, I guess, with as many people as possible, because it's balancing your needs, it's understanding them.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Oh my gosh, I just get chills every time you talk, woman. Because I wish you could see through my lens how I see you, because it is just so beautiful how the work that you do, like I call it a heart set. Like taking from a mindset to a heart set, and it's like that's where our heart connects. Our heart connects together, you and I. Like this is like amazing, woman. Like I love you so much and how powerful you are. Like if you haven't connected with her, connect with her, because she is absolutely phenomenal. I love working with you.
Thank you.
I love what you do, because it resonates. It's there.
Thank you. I love it too, actually. And it really, truly is my passion. It's my purpose. It's exactly what I'm meant to be doing. And I think when you see other people, and it's not just the F list and swearing and all of that stuff. It's combining this whole person centered care, which goes from your heart, and you tune in from here. So yeah, I'm really intuitive because I that's what's developed over the last 12 years. And that's exactly what I use. That's how I tune into people. I know,
Exactly.
I just know, and I trust that implicitly. And when you combine, I guess, that with the science of medicine, the evidence-based care, holy shit, man. I mean, literally, that's where the transformations happen. And
Exactly.
I was going to I've not done this post yet, but that's the glitter. It's actually going back to compassion and unconditional love and joy and hope and all these beautiful things that combine, connect us. That's the glitter, truly. And that is what people resonate with, or they feel it. They might not know.
Well, I'm just happy for the glitter. I mean, like, you can glitter all over me, woman.
Yes, me too. I have got quite a lot on today. Yeah.
I love it.
I just noticed, actually. I can. My lights are a bit bright today. I
love it.
But no, I could talk to you about this for absolutely ages. So tell me, what would you say? Oh my gosh, Annie Lee. 1, 2, 3, Annie Lee.
1, 2,
I have made an acronym for pivot. You are going to love this.
Oh my gosh, please share it.
I've got to, it's partly singing it as well. Hold on, I need my mic. 1 sec. Okay, are we ready?
Drum roll.
And then you got to sing it with me. Okay, ready? Okay, let me go to the camera now. Studio One. Are we ready? Pivot.
We're ready.
I'm getting all giddy now. Okay. Singing P-I-V-O-T. Yeah. Singing P-I-V-O-T. Yeah. Singing P-I-V-O-T. Yeah. Pick it up, Annie. Singing P-I-V-O-T. Boom, boom. Give me P, what's your passion? Give me I, inspiration. Give me V, what are your values? Give me O, own it. Give me T, E, trust. P-I-V-O-T. Yeah.
Sing it, girl.
And then the next bit, because there's more to it. And then the second verse is exactly the same. And the P I've got, so give me P, what's your purpose? Give me I, set intention. Give me V, your values. Give me O, own it. Give me T, E, trust. Pivot. So this is my makey-uppy thing.
What?
Yes, I thought I would share.
Where have you been hiding this? You've been hiding this.
I know this. I was having coaching. I've copyrighted this, people, so nobody's allowed to steal it. By Dr. Nupi Aurora. What was I going to say? Yes, when I was having coaching from pivoting within my career towards the end, there were certain words that I just kept saying and it just kept coming up. And for me, last year was very much about pivot and elevates this year's word. Pivot, wisdom, and trust is what came up. And as I was writing Pivot, I'm sure if Sheila Hobden, I must give a shout out to Sheila, actually. She was my coach. Blue-green coaching. She's absolutely amazing. I loved our sessions. I really miss her. Hi, Sheila, by the way. And I was like, because I was just such a nerd. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've made all these words up from Pivot. And for me, it truly is about, what is your passion? And it helps somebody remember, I guess. So it's passion. What's your inspiration? What are your values? So important. What are your needs? Own them and then trust. And then the second verse is identical, apart from I've also put in, what's your purpose? So it's going back to those core values, which help you, therefore, to pivot. I'm very proud of it. It's good. I know.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, woman. How powerful you are. Like, Holy crap. Woman, where did that come from? You can't just like throw that on me. Like,
I know. Well, I was hoping you'd do it with me, but you don't know it. So how
I
could
don't
you?
know it.
Yeah.
Part 3, you guys. Part 3, we're going to be pivoting all over this platform.
I actually sang this for it was Lindsay Burden, you're going to love this, and Lisa, also who I've met more recently, and they had this post on, and I was going the what does pivot mean, and I was putting my bits in, and I wrote the acronym.
I love acronyms.
And yeah, and then Lindsay, who knows me very well, she was like, I'd love to know what song was going on in your head, because I was literally in my head going, give me P, yeah, like a cheerleader. And I've always wanted to be a cheerleader. But so all this stuff came, and then I literally, after finishing this post, just put my camera on, like I do, and just started singing DISCO to the theme of Pivot, and it just all came out, and I was like, oh my God. And then I recorded it and sent it to them both. And Lindsay and Lisa were like, holy shit, we've got to do the backing for you. And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Like, I got
so
this.
I thought that was quite appropriate, given the fact that, Pivot has been a huge part, I guess, of your developing this side of your career, and just really push where you are now. And I guess also from me. Oh, hello, Lachelle Adkins and Yolanda and Bobby. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And so much a part of my backstory, I should say, in the last 18 months, 2 years. So, yeah.
Girl, I love you so much. Like, that was so beautiful. And like,
it was all
I got chills. I was like, yeah, let's get it. I'm down. Let's do this. I love it.
I had no idea I was going to do that. Just clearly needed to.
That's the beauty about it. Like, I love letting things organically play out.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
It just free yourself from that control, and like, you were just you.
Yes.
And I love that. Oh, woman.
Thank you. Russ is asking, do you think you can sing the entire part 3? Huh? What does
We're going to sing the whole next show in singing.
Yeah. Can we add dancing? Of course.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely. How about a duet? Yes, I was thinking that actually, Bobby. A duet with me and Annie. And actually, Annie, I know one more thing. We've got time. It's okay. There's another little thing that people don't know about you, or maybe not many people. And this is part of your pivot, though, isn't it? And your growth and your journey. And mine. Oh my gosh. Identical, because my voice was trapped. My throat chakra was completely blocked for years. And I very much found my voice through burnout, obviously.
Yeah.
Over to you. You don't have to do anything. I'm just saying share. That's all. Share it now, woman. Share it now.
Okay. Okay, so yes, there is a secret that I've been hiding for many, many years.
Wait.
So yes, there has been a hidden talent that my lovely fiance has been dropping all over the internet, is that I do sing.
You do more than singing.
I do. Talk about like getting over your fears and uncertainty, and let's just like crack open this bottle right now. So
I'm your biggest fan. I'm like, I'm your biggest fan. I follow you. Go. Tell them. Hi, Maria.
So I've been singing since I was like old enough to talk. Like my very first words weren't mom or dad. It was Reba. My mom was a big Reba's fan, and so am I. My biggest dream was to be a famous country singer. My grandma, my dad's mom, was a famous country singer. She was part of the Indiana Cornhuskers, very popular in Nashville way back in the day. She gave up her career to have a family, so I'm very grateful for her. My dad has always been music. everything music. My grandpa has always been music. And so I learned very on, like we would have these jammies out in a town in Utah, Twilla, and we would just sing. And I love it. I love to perform. I performed several state and national anthems all over. I was part of Utah's Got Talent. And yeah,
And
so
what else? And what
I
else?
I tried out for American Idol in 2007, made it past 3 rounds, and then was dismissed. I also was invited to be on The Voice in 2017. Unfortunately, I had to decline that invitation because I got full emergency custody of my children. But I love to sing. I've written 287 songs.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
This is what we're talking about, woman.
Wow. You've
So
written
I've always
287 songs.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I love music. I have a very good ability. I've actually recorded some of my own albums, and my dear fiance of mine has been trying to push me more into that career because he's like, it's your time. Like, you need to be you. Like, so
it's happening. It's happening. And it's so funny. It was after the Christmas, Nancy, Deborah Barrows and Brian Shulman's Christmas episode. Exactly. She will. They, oh, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Russ is distracting me. Hold on. Oh, after the Christmas special, and the 4 of us were just in the green room. And I remember saying to you, gosh, Annie, you've got such a beautiful voice. You can tell, just from the way you talk, it's got this gorgeous tone.
Thank
then
you.
Bobby just looked at me and he was like, she's got a gorgeous voice. You're right, Dr. Nupi. And it's your singing voice.
Man.
No, it's beautiful. And I was like, I knew the Have you seen what he's written? The mind is the first to go. Oh, that's just terrible. But
Russ, he's your big bro. Just love him.
I know. I do very much so. What was I saying? Oh,
but
stop it. What was I saying?
You were saying that
yes,
you knew from my voice that I could add a singing voice. And
absolutely. And we made you sing.
Yes, you did. And that was like the first time I wouldn't say I've been hiding, because like I do go to our local family bar and I sing karaoke every other Saturday, right? But I've always been like, I love my business. I love helping other people grow their business, and that wasn't really my focus, and just on the side, that's my passion, and I just started back up again.
I love
writing
that.
songs.
Well done, because I know sometimes it's within you, but it's obviously because it's so heart-centered. If you're going through stuff, and it's about that connection as well, isn't it?
And I kind of lost my
yourself.
voice.
Yes.
And I did. I lost my voice right after my grandpa passed away. He was my big inspiration. And then a year and a half later, my dad passed away.
Oh.
And so it's been this, my family's like, Annie, we want to hear your music. My friends and everyone's like, don't ever lose your voice.
I just got the chills.
Have you ever heard this song, When You Say Nothing at All by Alison Krauss?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I might be thinking of like a boy band version.
So it was originally written by Keith Whitley.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How does it go? I don't know.
So that song, basically, that was my representation of my dad and my grandpa, because they had very little words. So like I knew when they didn't say anything, like that was their message. So it took me a long time to like find my voice again, and I have found my voice, and I am starting to work more into that.
So what's the song again?
It's called When You Say Nothing at All by Alison Krauss.
And how does it go? Just hum it even, because I don't know it. Genuinely, I don't know.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me ever I fall. Oh, when you say it best, when you say nothing at all. That song.
Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did?
You got me.
Of course I know the song. That was beautiful. Oh my gosh, Annie. You know, when you were singing, even when you were talking about the track, and obviously I know about your dad and your grandpa, and I know that bit of the story, and then how you didn't sing for a while and now you are. I got fist tingles top to toe, and they are literally going, yeah, go Annie, go Annie. Seriously, that's what I felt.
Oh,
seriously. I'm so proud of you. It's beautiful. You've got such a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
You really do. And if you can do that live on on live stream, Jesus, you know, it's easy peasy. Yeah, it's a heck. I totally agree, Yolanda. It's a damn sight better than my give me PIVOT.
No, it was so beautiful. Like, I don't want you to downplay yourself. We don't get to do.
No, I know, but I mean, your voice is stunning. Seriously, it's like Rachel's. Well, her voice is stunning. What?
Bobby's. Look at Bobby's comment that he just put down there.
Yeah, you do. You need to get together. I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love.
I'll do your backing. I can do your backing singing.
Yes. So here's the thing about Rachel Drunkemiller. Her song, Somebody, if you haven't heard that, share it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That literally took me back.
To her.
Big shout out to Rachel Drunkemiller. Like, I've been like listening to that song daily and like harmonizing, like, because I can hear the harmonies and like the beautiful like bridges that she's got going on in that song. And you are somebody and you are enough. Like, that's her message.
I love it.
Holy man, that woman's got some pipes.
And on that note, thanking you so much for joining me. How can people get hold of you, Annie? And listen, thank you so much for singing. I'm so honestly, that was beautiful. I feel very honored that you did that on this show.
Well, thank you. I feel honored to be on this show just because I love what you do, and you are such an inspiration, and I'm glad I get to be a part of your journey. Where you guys can reach me is just right here on LinkedIn. This is where my home is. This is where my LinkedIn fam is, and
fantastic. And all the connection stuff, whatever the contact details. Oh my gosh, we'll be here.
We'll be here.
Right down there. Yes, connect with Annie Lee. There you go, by magic. Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Thank you, Russ.
Oh, thank you so much, Annie Lee, for coming on. And I think we are going to have a part 3 because I think we need to do something together anyway. We need to.
Yes, we do.
You know, do something. We'll come up with something.
It is all about collaboration and simplicity, woman.
Part 3. Indeed, Russ. Don't go anywhere. I'll come and join you in the green room as I wrap up.
Love you.
And you say, I'm losing my mind, Russ Head. Oh my giddy pants. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. Hasn't she got just a beautiful, beautiful voice? Check her out. She's amazing. I love Annie Lee. And I shall be here every Monday. Next week is episode 37. Who have I got next week? Oh, it's a beaut. It's an absolute beaut. All about holistic care. Take care. And as you know, you can find me here every Monday at 8 p.m. GMT, which is noon Pacific Standard Time. And every other Tuesday on Supernova Soul Sisters Physicians in Motion, which is every other Tuesday. And we have an episode tomorrow we're featuring Dr. Miriam Z, who is phenomenal. So come and join us there. It's at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is 3:30 GMT. Thank you for joining me, and I shall see you again next week. Bye.